From tabloid scandals to a possible iPhone hack and now a trip to outer space, Jeff Bezos and his wife Lauren Sanchez have fulfilled their vows. But what's it really like being a billionaire's wife? Well, it's nothing short of amazing. I mean, that's a given, right? After all, when you're literally married to one of the richest men in the world, there's not much that could go wrong. Money doesn't buy happiness? Sure, but marrying Jeff Bezos does.
But I'll tell you, the broad avenues are way more fun.
You have 24 hours to accept the Ice Bucket Challenge.
She came up with a way that we think you should deliver packages. Can we look at the video?
I'm scared. The best way to pick your job is who has the best massages.
And I guess Lauren's been living quite the life ever since the two tied the knot. From dropping an insane amount of money on a Birkin to a $400,000 diamond necklace, Jeff certainly knows how to keep his girl happy. Ever since their romance was made public, the couple's been spotted having the time of their lives. But you've got to admit, they might be enjoying super yacht parties with Orlando Bloom and Katy Perry now, but they were once the center of attention, considering their scandalous start. Yup, things got messy for the couple when the rumors first broke out. Barely hours after Jeff and his now ex-wife issued a joint statement about their divorce, word got out that Bezos was actually getting it on with a certain news anchor that we've all seen before. And that is when the world got to know of Lauren.
I think it's that shocking. I think that men and women both cheat. I think women are better at keeping it a secret. I think
On the down low?
Wow.
Did you have fun?
Did I have fun?
As for Lauren,
I'm living my dream.
Everyone says, like, follow your passion. I love
now our own Lauren Sanchez is soaring to new heights as a helicopter pilot.
when I first became.
Who's now moved on from being an alleged mistress to a billionaire's wife. And while their history might be tainted with speculation, after all, the two were married when they first started seeing each other, so I guess them being betrothed now is some sort of redemption for the chaos? Maybe, maybe not. But one thing's for certain, being a billionaire's wife is gonna guarantee some lavish shopping sprees. So remember that Birkin I brought up? Yeah, they're typically worth an easy $100,000. And when you drop that much bank and make a pit stop at Cartier for a pair of $1,000 sunglasses, I guess shouldering all of those scandals kinda becomes worth it. Not to mention, whenever the tabloid noise gets a bit too loud, a luxury vacation is all that you need to hit reset. Because after all, what's the point of having so much money when you're not fully enjoying it? And boy, do these guys love their vacations. As they should, honestly, considering not enough people are getting any PTO. I mean, I'm not at least, but thank God these guys are. The couple has been to many romantic dinners under the Eiffel Tower in Paris. They've also partied with their friends in Saint-Tropez and off the coast of Spain with their celebrity friends, and have even been to India together. So you see, ever since these two have gotten together, it's all just been a life full of glam and glitter. But did you know that behind all the camera flashes, the toothy grins on Instagram, and the bling, and the dreaded iPhone hacks where we were thankfully never shown those erotic selfies people talked about, there's actually a wholesome side to the couple that no one knows. Yep, behind closed doors, Jeff's actually a pretty goofy guy. In fact, in a recent interview with the Wall Street Journal,
I get 8 hours of sleep. I prioritize it. Unless I'm traveling in different time zones, sometimes it's impossible, but I am very focused on it. And I think for most people, it's about meaning. People want to know that they're doing something interesting and useful.
Lauren opened up about her life and talked about what it's like having the world's third richest man as her husband. She said that their life as a couple is pretty normal. They do all sorts of coupley things together. From flying first class together to working out, the two of them just really love each other's company. And according to Lauren, it helps that Jeff is funny too, because he makes her laugh like no one ever has. And she truly cherishes this. And I guess that's kind of the silver lining to all of this. Sure, they were off to a rocky start, but I guess it's nice that these two found each other. And while sure, there's been plenty of speculation about Lauren's intentions, I think it's safe to say that she truly loves him for who he is. And just because Lauren's a rich wife of her rich husband,
Clive Davis, you know who, I mean, people were focused on them, but you know who had the biggest buzz?
Tell me.
Jeff Bezos.
I mean, he did go to space.
Yeah.
There's that too.
Technically in a recession, I know economists argue over that, and they have certain technical definitions. What I can tell you is the economy does not look great right now. Things are.
I'm gonna get some safety goggles next time.
that doesn't mean she's living off his money. In fact, I think many people forget that Lauren has a whole career of her own. Before saying I do to Jeff, word on the street is that her own net worth was around $30 million alone, and that was before she married Bezos. So you see, sure, Jeff's willing to throw the world at her feet, but our girl here can afford to buy the world on her own too. And I guess it's qualities like these that made Jeff fall in love with Lauren. After all, she's a pretty gorgeous woman and an accomplished one at that. So for her to be the best of both worlds when it comes to brains and beauty seems like a pretty good deal for Bezos. After all, the man is managing an empire, and having a partner who knows the value of money and how important everything is to him helps put things into perspective. But guys, if I'm being honest, there's no hard and fast rule when it comes to wooing men, especially billionaires, because there's someone out there for everybody, and you just have to find the person who you feel makes you complete. Unfortunately for Jeff, it wasn't like that with his ex-wife, but with Lauren, things seem different, a good kind of difference. After all, she can even recognize his laugh in a crowd. It's true. When Lauren fell for Bezos, she didn't see him as a rich guy. Instead, she heard his laugh, and it became her favorite almost instantly. So much so that now if the two ever get separated in a crowd, all Jeff needs to do is let out a cackle, and Lauren would already know where he is. And I know what you're thinking, me and who, right? Well, if Jeff was lucky enough to find love like this at 53 years young, then I guess I've got some hope too, even if I'm still in the rags part of my rags to riches story. Now, while I'm still out here waiting for the rich part of my life story to kick in, I guess another perk of being a billionaire wife is the connections you get to make. Nuh-uh, don't give me that look. Meeting powerful people while being related to one is definitely a perk in my book. It's like being royalty, minus the crowns and gowns. But I guess this is another thing that Lauren's got to face as Jeff's wife. Sure, the glam and glitz are one thing, but Jeff is a pretty influential guy, and that means he's rubbing shoulders with many powerful people too. As a well-connected guy's wife, it's also important for Lauren to keep up appearances, and considering she spent a chunk of her life in front of the camera as a news anchor, I guess that further confirms why these two work so well together. Through her husband, Lauren has met many world leaders, royals, yes, royals, and influential change makers like Prince Charles and Boris Johnson. So yeah, hanging out with the cool rich kids kinda comes with the territory too, I guess. But that's not to say you won't get to be a normal couple every once in a while. According to Lauren, Jeff has a Sunday morning ritual where he makes pancakes, and apparently they're the best pancakes in the world. In fact, Sanchez says that he gets the Betty Crocker cookbook out every time he whips up the batter, to which she always says that he should have it memorized by now, seeing how many times he's read the recipe from it. But then again, I guess it's one of those times when he wants to make her laugh. So yeah, maybe being a billionaire's wife isn't all that bad. You get a Birkin, meet the prince, vacation in France, and get to eat pancakes. Sign me up. And that's all for Lauren Sanchez and her life as Bezos' wife. We'll see you in the next video.